Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Uncomfortably Candid podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about how to define what it means to be successful enough. If you are anything like me, you're a perfectionist and you have really high standards and expectations. And so I hope these concepts that I talk to you about today help you in defining healthy expectations and success like it did me. And it's so important with this year coming to a close to have a healthy outlook on what you've achieved this past year and also have a healthy way of setting goals for this next year. And so the first thing I did was I changed my perspective of success from what I achieved to what I learned. Failure gets such a bad rap because when people fail, they think that whatever they were doing must not be for them. And it could mean that you need to redirect. But most of the time, it's using acquired knowledge to adjust. And that acquired knowledge is learning. And that's why I ask myself every night, what did I learn today? Did I learn anything today? Because it's so important to know what you're learning in each season and to have a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. Number 2 is celebrate small wins. And this is so important to get out of that unhealthy cycle of on to the next. What's the next thing I can accomplish? And you're never really taking the time to celebrate what you've accomplished. And so when you take the time to be intentional and celebrate small wins, it helps you to be present. And if you're like me, you like to check things off. And so when you create small daily, weekly, monthly action steps that you can check off, it actually shows you progress that you can celebrate as success. The third thing is give up control. And this is not saying that we do not have responsibility and we are not supposed to steward what God has given us. This is putting pressure on ourselves to have accomplished things by a certain time and defining success based on society's timeline for us. And it's important that we don't do this because success looks different for everyone. How I define success might not be how you define success. And my story is different from yours. And I'm glad that all of our stories are different. And in order to appreciate that my story is different, I had to give up control of what I thought my life should look like success wise by a certain time. And that leads me into my fourth concept, which is comparison. And that is the definition of not defining success on your own terms and what is important to you, but defining it based on what other people have, what other people have accomplished. And I used to be so bad at this sometimes and getting trapped in the lie that I was behind in life. And usually that's when I'm doom scrolling on social media. And so when I start to get that icky feeling, I have to practice self-control and get off social media. Comparison can also be eliminated by knowing what you're good at. And I know I talk about values and strengths a lot, but when you know what you're good at and what's important to you, it's a lot harder to compare yourself to other people. when I got coached on my strengths and I found out how unique my strength mix was, and your mix is just how your top 10 strengths work together and influence each other. But when I learned about that, I felt so empowered. I felt so empowered. And it wasn't that it didn't negate all of the things that I needed, all of my areas of growth or the areas that I needed to work on. It just highlighted the things that I was already good at and that I didn't have to work so hard to steward because they were natural. It was natural. It comes natural to me. And that is another question that I ask myself every night before I go to bed. Did I use my strengths today? Did I use what I am good at today? And if so, how? And that is another way that I've helped define success is utilizing what I'm good at. Number 5, how does what you're trying to achieve or what you're trying to accomplish contribute to the world? For me, I look back at my strengths of empathy, a futuristic mindset, positivity, responsibility, focus, and asking thought provoking questions, and how it led me into this coaching career because I wanted to help others gain freedom in things that I had struggled with and hopefully faster than I did. And so, that changed my definition of success from I want this many clients. I want my business to bring in this much money to how am I helping people? What is my why behind why I want to be successful? Like, I want my success to be defined on the fact that I am helping others, not how much money I have in the bank or not how big my business is. Your why behind why you're doing what you're doing is so important. So, those are all things that I've used to stop feeling like I was never good enough and that I needed to try and accomplish everything to feel worthy. And I hope this encourages you to sit down and define your expectations and define success on your own terms. And if you need help in any of these areas, I would be happy to have a free consultation call with you. Because, like I said, this is something that I'm really passionate about. So please feel free to reach out. And thank you all for listening. And I will see you all next time. Bye.